beneath the marble peaks of Mount Olympus. Beyond the sunlit halls of Zeus and the passionate cries of Ares lies a kingdom unseen, a realm shrouded in shadow and silence. A place where the dead go, but the living rarely return. This is the domain of Hades, god of the underworld, often feared, rarely worshipped. Hades remains one of the most misunderstood deities of the Greek pantheon. But who was he, really? A devil? A jailer? Or something far more complex? Hades was the eldest son of Cronus and Rhea. Like his brothers Zeus and Poseidon, he was swallowed whole by Cronus at birth, a tyrant father desperate to defy fate. But fate always finds a way. Zeus led the charge to overthrow Cronus, and after a brutal war, the Titanomachy, the three brothers divided the cosmos. Zeus claimed the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades drew the underworld, not a punishment, not exile, but a duty to govern the land of the dead, and to keep the natural order intact. Contrary to modern perception, Hades is not the god of death. That role belongs to Thanatos, a minor deity under his command. Hades rules over the dead, not to torment, but to maintain balance. He oversees the great sorting of souls, the fields of asphodel for the ordinary, Elysium for the heroic, and Tartarus for the damned. His realm is not a place of punishment. It is the natural destination for all mortals. In Hades' court, justice is not arbitrary, it is eternal. To the Greeks, Hades was a paradox. He was feared, but not evil, powerful, yet often absent from Olympus. They called him Pluton, the wealthy one, for all riches beneath the earth were his, gold, silver, precious minerals, and the dead themselves. Unlike his brother Zeus, who flaunted his power, Hades kept to his realm, silent, stern, just. He wore a helmet of invisibility, the helm of darkness, forged by the Cyclops. It rendered him unseen even by the gods. Hades was no villain, but he was never to be taken lightly. Of all tales involving Hades, none is more famous or more misunderstood than his abduction of Persephone. Some call it a kidnapping, others a divine union. When Hades saw Persephone, daughter of Demeter, he was struck, not by lust, but by longing for a queen, a companion. Demeter's grief halted the growth of all crops. Humanity began to starve. A deal was struck. Persephone would return, but only for part of the year. Because she had eaten from the underworld, she was bound to it. For 4 months each year she would dwell beside Hades as queen. In time, Persephone grew into her role, no longer a weeping maiden, but the Iron Queen of the dead, respected, powerful, equal to her husband. Hades was known to be fair, if not compassionate. When Orpheus descended into his realm to retrieve Eurydice, it was Hades who allowed it, on one condition: Orpheus must not look back. The lesson: even gods of the dead keep their promises, but mortals often fail to keep theirs. Few dared to enter Hades' realm, fewer still escaped it, yet the underworld was essential to the Greeks, a reflection of consequence, memory, and the soul's journey. As Rome rose, Hades became Pluto. His darker attributes softened. He was seen less as a reaper and more as a god of wealth, of silence, of transition. Today, Hades is often portrayed as villainous, fiery, deceitful, cruel, but this is a distortion. The real Hades was not evil. He was inevitable. In every culture, there must be one who watches the gate, one who welcomes the dead and keeps the balance. In ancient Greece, that role belonged to Hades, not a god of terror, but of truth, for in the end, all roads lead to him.